This is Gemara Shavuos Daf Chof Gimel, and as we pick it up from the bottom of Chof Beis and Mid Beis on a new Mishnah, we like to dedicate all the learning as an incredible schos refuah shalema for Tinok ben Miriam Ahuva. We pick it up from the Mishnah. Says the Mishnah, Shvuah shaloi oichal va'achal. Someone makes a shvuah that he's not going to eat, and he eats. 1 second, the highlighting is not working. Here we go. Shvuah shaloi oichal va'achal v'shasa eina chayv alachas. He makes a shvuah, I'm not going to eat. And not only does he eat, but he also drinks. What is the halacha? Says the Gemara, the halacha is einay chayiv, the Mishnah, einay chayiv elachas. Shvuah shaloi oichal v'shaloi yashtem. But now if he makes a shvuah on both, I'm not going to eat and I'm not going to drink, and v'achal v'shasa chayiv shtayim. Next case, shvuah shaloi oichal v'achal pas chitin upas ayrin upas kusmin. He eats 3 different types of bread. But shvuah shaloi oichal pas chitin pas ayrin pas kusmin v'achal chayiv v'kolachas v'achas. Case 3, shvuah shaloi yashtem v'shasa mashkin harbei, a lot of liquids, and a chayiv alachas. Shvuah shaloi yashtem yayin v'shemen udvash v'shasa, and then you drink each and every one of them, chayiv kolachas v'achas. Case 4, shvuah shaloi oichal. Says the Mishnah, shvuah shaloi oichal v'achal. He makes a shvuah. He makes a shvuah shaloi oichal. And he eats food which is not right to eat. Or v'shasa mashkin she'naruyin l'shtiya. Potter, he's potter. But which are foods that are forbidden to eat. But what? They are still food nevertheless. Chayv. Rav Shimon potter. Finally, Amar Kaina Mishti Nahanisliya, make a neder. If someone says he makes a neder, his wife cannot benefit from me. If I eat today, so is that called eating if he eats these forbidden foods? Says the Mishnah, Hare Ishtai Asura. His wife is Asur. So says the Gemara, let's go one by one. Case A of the Mishnah. Amar Rav Chibarav and Amar Shmuel Shaloi Oichal V'Shasa. No, I said it wrong. Shvuah shaloi oichal. The Mishnah said shvuah shaloi oichal and what? V'achal v'shas. Says Shmuel said if someone makes a shvuah shaloi oichal, kama, and what does he do? V'shasa, he drinks. Chayiv. Says the Gemara. Where would we know this from? 4 lines from the bottom. Iba yisei masvar, iba yisei makra. Iba yisei masvara. Tamle l'nish l'chavri nitamidi. If you tell your friend, taste something, give me something to taste, and what does he do? He goes and he gives him something to drink. So drink at some level is considered part of eating. Says the Gemara, or Iba Yisei Makra, that what? Shtiya b'chlal achila. Shtiya is part of eating. Damar yishlak shenay l'shtiya shi b'chlal achila. Shenemar, on the last line, v'chatz v'nein shem l'kecha v'ankav shevichar l'shaki in shvoi sham. Ma'aser t'yanach v'zirashcha. And says the Gemara, what's included in the pasuk that it says, I uses the word achila, tirosh, tiroshcha, v'tirosh is what? Chamrahi is wine. Uksev, ve'achalta. Ask the Gemara, maybe what this means is a type of food called a nigroin, which is a wine type of food. Damar Rabbi Shmuel, a nigron maya desilki achsisgroin is mayim dekuli. A nigron is a dish of cooked beets, and achsisgroin is a dish of other vegetables. So we see that there could be a wine type of food. Answers the Gemara, Elam Ravacha or Yaakov Mehacha. Another Makar. Says the pasuk, you should spend money for everything your soul desires. Babakar, ubatzayin, ubayayin, ubshecha, yayin, yayin, chamru. What is wine? Is wine, excuse me. Ukseva chalta. Says V'dama chanama de nigron. Maybe he's a nigron. Sheichar ksev, midim mishaker, v'dama dveila keilis. But maybe what it's referring to is pressed figs from a place called Keila. Titania achal devila keilis v'shasa dvash v'chalav v'nichnas the mikdash v'avad chayiv. so it's some sort of intoxicating fig dish. Ella gamar sheikha mi nazir, says the Gemara. Ma lahalon yayin, just like over there it's yayin. Afkan yayin, so over here it is yayin. And now this says Rabba, Amar Rava, excuse me, Avananami Tanina, I apologize, the highlighting took a little bit of a break. Says Rava, this is a Braisa, Shush la'achal v'achal v'shas in a chayv l'achas. So Amr b'shlama shtiya b'chal achila, if shtiya is included in achila, then the first case in the Mishnah makes sense. It's there's a necessity for the chiddush. Because you did two things which you could have been chayiv for, so I have to teach you. You only chayiv one. It's so shayches. If shtia is not b'chal achila, then it's why would you have to teach you the chiddush anymore? Din chayiv ella achas. So says Rava, that is the raya. The first line, Amrle Abaya, no raya, ella ma'ishtia b'chal achila. So you tell me shtia is part of achila, but what about the seifa of the Mishnah? Ima seifa. And from what's that meduyak? Even the marshlei oichal istar le bishtia. Can kiom lo eshta my chayiv? If shtia is b'chal achila, so what do you chayiv by saying shlei eshta? Il Amar shlei eshta treis himni mi chayiv tarti. He said, I'm not going to drink two times. Well, you be chayiv too. So Amar le Rabbi responds to Baya Hasam Damar shlei eshta. Achila bechlal shtia lesa. Two only goes one way, not both. Aval Omar shusha eichal v'shel lo yeshte v'achal v'shasa ma'yin echayiv elachas. Iachi the tani reisha shusha eichal v'achal v'shasa echayiv elachas. So then, if that's true, if the first case said achal v'shasa, and then you only chayiv one, I'll tell you a bigger chiddush. Listi shvua shlo yoichel v'shel lo yeshte. Say a case that he made a shvua about both. In chayv alachas v'kol shekin shalchol lechudei elo lo'ilam. Says the Gemara, you're right. A noob shot. Elo v'leilam kidikitani v'shani yachak even amar shlo yoichel v'hadar amar shlo yeshte gali adaite ta'achachila da'amar achila gridasa he. From the fact that he said shlo yoichel and then he said shlayeshta, that showed that when you originally said shlayechel, what were you thinking? Achila, not shtiya. Amar Avashi, that's Rava's raya. Amar Avashi, Mastisa Nami Deka, bring it right from the Mishnah. Sure, shlayechel v'achal oichlin shin ruin achila. End of the Mishnah, v'shatzaman shin ruin the shtiya. Potter, what's the obvious diyok? Haruyin, if they were raya achila chayiv hamai. Hashvuah shlo yoichel kamar, and we see a chayv shtiya. Says Gemara Dilma Tarti, Talmud Dama Tarti shvuah yoichel shvuah shlo yeshte. Says Gemara no raya, because maybe the case he's talking about where he said both a shvuah shlo yoichel and a shvuah shelo yeshte. And we continue in the Gemara 4 lines from the bottom, which the Gemara brings the next case to the Mishnah shvuah shlo yoichel v'achal paschitin. You ate multiple types of bread, you only chayav one. The Dilma says the Gemara, the Miftan Hashem Achrenasikasi. Maybe he's coming to say that he's not chayav from other foods. However, meaning in the second case of the Mishnah, when he articulated all the different types of bread, how do we know he's coming to create a separate chayav for each one? Maybe he's just coming to say not other foods. Says the Gemara, he should have said, I will not eat wheat, barley, or spelt. Why do you say lechem by each one? V'delma lakus, maybe it just referred to chewing. V'delma paschitin usarin v'kusmin. V'delma paschitin lechal sarin v'kusmin lakus. V'delma paschitin shel sarin v'shel kusmin. V'delma, and again, in the classical Gemara sense, with each line, we just try to narrow down a little bit deeper whether it is an absolute raya or not. Says the Gemara as we turn over to Amud Beis, V'delma, perhaps ayidei taroives. Maybe what he meant to say is through a mixture. Pas lamali shmamina lechalek, and says Gemara that's how the Mishnah knows be machalek. That's why you can be chayiv on each and every one. Says the Gemara 4 lines from the top. It's good in the first case that what he mentioned pas each time lechiyuva, that each one creates its own chiyuv, pas lechiyuva. Elahacha, by drinking elahacha, excuse me. My Havali what's it adding on? Delma lemifta nafshe mashkin achrina kasi, very similar shakavataria. Maybe just coming to say, and not any other drinks. Amar Papa bimunchan lefanav askinan. Says your Papa, we're talking about that all the liquids are in front of him. Shayel alemer, he could have said shvush leyashte elu, and he didn't. So you chayv in each of one. Says Gemara, Delma elu hu delay shtina achrina shtina. Maybe just these I'm not going to drink, but others I would. Eldamar shua delay shatina. He would have said shua I'm not going to eat drink. Kigoyin elu like these. Delma kigoyin elu delay shatina basar meachi. But utvei meachi he would drink shtina. Kigoyin damar shua shlei eshtem min elu. Delma min elu delay shatina. Ainu gufayu shtina. Ema shlei eshtem elu. Umi nayu. So says the Gemara, you know what it's come to teach us? That he will not drink these and all their minim, all the varieties, since he mentioned each drink by name. That means to make each one its own separate shvuah. That is pshat A in the Mishnah. Pshat B, Brach Brei Ravika, Mar 15 lines down. The first line is Brei Ravika. B'misari v'chavira askina. You know, we're talking about a case where his friend is pressuring him to drink. Amar loy, bayu shtei mi yain v'shem udvash. Ta'ilaloy mar shvuah shleyesh teimach yain v'shem udvash. Lamali, why do you have to articulate? If Reuven says to Shimon, come eat, drink with me, A, B, and C, so what should he just respond? I'm making a shvuah, I'm not going to drink with you. Why do you add on all the different types of drinks? Shows us he's creating a Mishnah, a Chiyav, on each and every level. Tanan Hasam, we learned in a Mishnah, Tan Lechitin Usarim V'Kosmin. Ein Sheish Li B'Yadcha, Shvuah Shein L'cha B'Yadi, Klom Yisrael Shon of anything, Ein Chayav Alachas. But, Shvuah Shein L'cha B'Yadi, Chitin Usarim V'Kosmin, then, Chayav Al-Kalachas V'Achas. V'Omer Rav Yochanan, Afilu Pruta Mikula Mitzareves, even one Pruta is Mitzarev for everyone. And that's going to be similar to our Mishnah. So says the Gemara, Pligi bar Ravacha v'Ravina. This is a machlekes. Chad Amar Apruti Mechayev Akloli Lo Mechayev. You only chayev now which you specified. V'Chad Amar Akloli Nami Mechayev. But Hachamai. But what is the case? By also it makes a shua not to eat these three different types of grains. Are they arguing this case? Amar Rava Hachiyashta. Ha so mechayv achlala u mechayv aprata. Taya I mishtaba v'ader mishtaba mechayv tarti. Because if you want to make two shvuos, you chayv two. Ha cha isa gedaytach isa bechlali uprati. My mechayv moshavai medu. So it can't be that you're chayv for both the klal and the prat, and therefore it says the Gemara it's not necessarily a raya. And both the Rach and Ravina are going to agree that in our case you're chayv for each and every one. Pick it up from here, b'siyata d'shemai.